you be man of the church? You drag my shirt at me. How can he harass me? He can't harass me. Which guy buying the party? What do you mean by that? Are you not talking with mouth? Can't you talk with your mouth? Are you testing? What is the problem? Excuse me, I'm testing. No, are you a candidate? I'm not a citizen of Britain. Are you a candidate? Are you a candidate? Are you a candidate? Are you a candidate? Everybody clap. Even you are not going anywhere. Nobody is moving. I will burn your cars here. You are not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. But ram me up, you. Ram me up. Did you say we cannot be here? You cannot be here. You have no business to be here. A deputy governor. Not an election. You are deputy governor. You cannot go. You are not police. You think? You are not police. Are you police? Why are you going? It's my community. So you have to go to every community. Am I pulling it? I can be my community and pulling it. Hi, Jesus Christ. Let's tell you.
Frustration. The beavers just too slow. It takes a lot of time before you can log in. It's a big problem. So I think INEC need to look into this. Well, so far so good. The pillars I'm getting, we are good.
When I got to this place, I found that it was very easy for me to vote because after doing the accreditation, I just voted and I'm about going home now. The center is a center that is easy to check for names because the papers are being placed where one can get used to their names and number, and that it is a peaceful place. It's very fair and free and peaceful. The process is very cordial, where we expect that God will do His will and give us our chosen person. It's Ikifa Frank Obehi.
Again? And so far it's been good. Accreditation has been going on well. And people are coming out to vote. You know, it's a by-election to fill in the seats that His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Mondo have left. So the people are here to elect their own candidate. And I think everything is going on well. INEC is doing great. The agents are here. And the people are coming out to vote. So far so good, and we expect it to be so.
Now, those footages we watched are coming out of last Saturday's by-elections conducted in 14 states of the Federation. And the first one, we saw the clash between the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onyeka Ibezim, and the APC Guba candidate in the upcoming November 8th Guba elections in Anambra State, where they had an altercation, and at a point, they made threats against each other. And the second footage is coming from Edo State, where the governor said he had difficulties in voting in accreditation by the Beavers. And in another breath, other voters said that, look, it was free, fair, easy, and credible. Oh, well, good evening and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. I am Chukwuma Okoro, and we are broadcasting on SLTV channel 264. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People Television, and on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Join the conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number showing on your screen. Also, feel free to ask the guests constructive questions if you have any, and I assure you that your voice will be heard. On the show today, politicians in Anambra State clash as the APC Goba candidate and the candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the elections clash. Let's go for a short break, and when we return, we'll get into the topic of discussion.
You drag my shirt to ask me.
How can he harass me? He can't harass me. Which guy buying the party? What do you mean by that? Are we not touching with mouth? Can't you tap with your mouth? Are you crazy? What is your problem? No, are you a candidate? It's my community. Are you a candidate? Are you a candidate? Everybody clap. Even you are not going anywhere. Nobody is looking at you. Nobody is looking at you. Burn your cars here. You are not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. But line me up. Line me up. Did you say we cannot be here? You cannot be here. You have no business to be here. A deputy governor. Not an election. So you are deputy governor. You cannot go. You're not police. You think? You're not police. Are you police? Why are you going? It's my community. So you have to right to go to every community am I pulling it? I can be my community and pulling you. Hi, Jesus Christ. Let's tell you.
I just voted. You can see the frustration. The beavers just too slow. It takes a lot of time before you can log in. It's a big problem. So I think I need to look into this. Well, so far so good. The fillers I'm getting were good.
When I got to this place, I found that it was very easy for me to vote because after doing the accreditation, I just voted and I'm about going home now. The center is a center that is easy to check for names because the papers are being placed where one can get used to their names and number, and that it is a peaceful place. It's very fair and free and peaceful. The process is very cordial, where we expect that God will do His will and give us our chosen person. It's Ikifa Frank Obehi.
Again? And so far it's been good. Accreditation has been going on well. And people are coming out to vote. You know, it's a by-election to fill in the seats that His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Mondo have been left. So the people are here to elect their own candidate. And I think everything is going on well. I think it's
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. And if you are just joining us, this is Political Lens. And on the show today, mayhem trails by-election in Anambra as Deputy Governor, APC Goba candidate clash. Edo Deputy Governor allegedly used DSS talks to rig. Now, the by-elections across 12 states of 14 states of the Federation, which held last Saturday, August 16, to fill vacant national and state assembly seats, saw a disturbing pattern where elections were won by the state's ruling party. The following results show a clear picture of that pattern. In Kano, Bagwai/Shanono State Assembly was won by the NNPP, that's the ruling party in the state, and Gari Siwanya State Seat was won by the APC. In Kaduna, Chikugun Kajuru Federal Constituency, APC, Basawa State Constituency, APC, Zaria Keyawe, APC. In Oyo, Ibadan North Federal Constituency was won by the PDP. In Ogun State, Remo Federal Constituency was won by the APC. In Anambra, Anambra State Senatorial was won by the ABGA, and the Onitsha North was won also by the ABGA. And in Kogi State, Okura State Constituency was won by the APC. In Jigawa, Garaki Babura was won by the APC. In Edo, Ovia Federal Constituency, APC. Edo South Senatorial District, APC. In Niger, Monya State Constituency, APC. In Adamawa, which is a PDP state, by the way, APC won. And in Taraba, Karim One State Constituency was won by the APC. And in Enugu South Urban Constituency, the elections was stalled for the fourth attempt And in Zamfara State, the by-election was declared inconclusive. Now, following the troubling pattern, as we have seen in the streak of violence that trailed it across some states with opposition figures in those states calling for total cancellation of those elections. In Anambra State, the ugly confrontation between the state deputy governor, Dr. Onyeka Ibezim of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, and the All Progressives APC Guba candidate in Anambra election slated for November 8 this year, Nicholas Ukachukwu, has made the headlines and got Nigerians reacting. In the said video, Nicholas Ukachukwu was seen accosting and blocking the deputy governor's convoy and stopping him from accessing his community and threatening to burn his car if he dared try. And in Edo State, a former member of the State House of Assembly and former local government chairman of South local government area, Comrade Destiny Enabulele, has accused the deputy governor, Dennis Idahosa, who happens to be his first cousin, by the way, of using men of the DSS to assault him and prevented PDP supporters from exercising their franchise. And in a related development, PDP candidate for one of the federal constituencies, Mr. Johnny, said that more than 300 talks were unleashed on PDP supporters, and he had no option than to advise his supporters to stay clear, as he did not want any of his supporters to be harmed because of his political ambitions. Now, these events have reignited conversations around the acceptable standards for free, fair, and credible elections in Nigeria, especially as we head towards 2027. We have been joined by two of the stakeholders in Edo politics to help us understand all that went down in Edo last Saturday. We have Barrister Peter Owadie, who is the APC Public Secretary in Edo State. He is joining us from our Benin outstation. We also have Comrade Destiny Enabulele, former member of Edo State House of Assembly and former local government chairman in the state, the man in the eye of the storm. And we have in the studio here Barrister Darlington Agomo, a lawyer and VOP in-house analyst. Gentlemen, you are welcome to Political Lens. Good evening, Barrister. Thanks for being here. We appreciate your presence.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, good evening, Barrister Peter Owadi, and good evening, Comrade Destiny Enabulele. We appreciate your presence on Political Lens.
Good evening, and thanks for having me.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, Barrister Owadi, let me start with you. Can you walk us through what happened during last Saturday's elections by-elections in Edo State? We want to understand what went down. How was accreditation? How was the movement? Was there movement of people? Was there violence? As some people have alleged, we saw videos of people saying, look, we're prevented from voting and all of that. Please walk us through what happened for us to understand.
What happened in Edo on Saturday is quite an unprecedented thing in the history of politics in Nigeria, because this is the first time I see INEC waking up to their responsibility. As early 8 o'clock in the morning, the INEC officials, the ad hoc and the INEC officials, ad hoc staff and the real INEC officials were already on ground with all the papers required for the election. The movements in this area where this election was to take place were highly restricted, basically because there was an announcement prior to that day that movement would be restricted. But people, the voters in the areas, had access to their units. They were there on time. People cast their vote unmolestedly. Nobody was harassed. The incident of Ovia that is now being in the public glare was orchestrated by the man who claimed today to be the victim. Because prior to that election, there was news making the round that he has organized talks to disrupt the election in the area where he was to cast his vote. And like you rightly pointed in your info, you said he's one of the cousins of the deputy governor. They have had a running battle in that particular local government. And because of the way and manner he conducted himself and the threat that our party got, we were quite also ready to see that the election go peacefully. So when he came, the talks that you saw on that day were not talks brought by APC on the deputy governor. He came with his own talks, knowing fully well that his candidate, Johnny Akpitanye, has no bearing in Ovia federal constituency. This is a man that never campaigned. The APC campaigned day and night. I, as the public secretary, I was part of the campaign train. We visited all the 23 wards in the 2 local government that make up the federal constituency. But there was no attack of campaign on the part of the PDP. The man that kind of flew into the country a few days before the election. How could you have expected that such a person would perform well in an election? So the stage was set in such a manner that Anambra and his talks were to disrupt the election. And we resisted that attempt. In the course of resisting the attempt, not even our talks, it was his own talks. That's why when the security men came, the people that were arrested along with him on that day were his talks. They were not APC members. They were PDP members hired by him to come and create problem in that particular polling unit. He wanted there to be no result from that polling unit. His target was that area where he knew that APC had a very strong hold, that the result from that area should be cancelled. But because we were very proactive to all these plans, we kept the security apparatus on the known that yes, this is the plan of this particular person. And when he came with his talk, the security apparatus sprung into action and got his men arrested, including himself. It was in the process of dragging, if you have the footages, and that you will see that it was in the process of attacking the security officers that our men say, no, you cannot attack the security officers that were brought here to come and ensure that there is peace and harmony in this election. And that resistance was what led to what happened on that day. So, apart from that particular incident, there was no other place in Edo, Central Senatorial District, and Obia Federal Constituency where you have any violence. The election went peacefully. The governor voted. The only thing the governor complained about was that the beavers were slow. And it's quite understandable. The beaver has not been used since after the last end of general election. You will expect that these are mechanical apparatus. And when you don't put them to use, you will expect that their working capability will be reduced. The governor only said it is slow, not that it was not functional. It's only slow. What that means is that the time it would have taken the beavers to accredit maybe 10 persons, it take about 8. So that did not in itself magically affected the election proper. So the election went on peacefully. The governor voted, and every other places that the election took place that day.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister.
No panic, no harassment.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Owadi. Now we have Comrade Destiny Enabulele. He's joined us virtually. So, Honorable, can you help us understand what transpired in your area? Because you allege that the Deputy Governor used men of the DSS to attack you and other PDP supporters and prevented you from voting. It's a good thing that the APC Public Secretary has acknowledged the fact that, yes, security men were used to arrest thugs, including you. So what's your reaction to all of that happened? Can you state your story so that we can hear your own side of the story?
Oh, he said they prevented me from voting. Is that what he said?
No, I said that was the information I got.
Mr. Okoro, let me again appreciate your platform. It is very unfortunate that with utmost humility, is a guy that I respect. But let me quickly say this. Let me go straight to the point. Okay. You see, that fateful morning, around 9, I went to my polo unit to cast my vote as a free born of my community and a citizen of this country. Now, after casting my vote, I stepped down from the classroom. I was having, chat with a lady she told me that the daughter just graduated and I said, just pray for us that the coming election will get through. Immediately after that, I raised my head. I saw them, a retinue of young, vibrant men, numbering over 30, with DSS at the front. Ordinarily, were to be only the retinue of young men without any security, I will have send some signal to me that there is a likely problem. But seeing the DSS, I felt maybe they've gone to make one or two allegations about the center. So I waited to hear. Maybe they approach where I was. The next thing, without even saying, you the crazy, you the mad, permit me to without you the crazy, you the mad, or good morning or good afternoon. That was just it. Back boost. Led by one, fellow that have a hidden place in Canada after perpetrating, that's a topic for another day, the chairman of Edo State Sport Council, one Amadine, a fellow in Desmond in Abulele. Incidentally, he bear the same surname with me, although he's from Mego. So for me, that's just all. I can cast my vote. You can still see there's an ink in my hand. There was no any altercation. Well, I'm not surprised from what the APC PRO is saying, because I used to hear people say, and that once they join APC, they lose their sense. I thought it was just a joke, but with the recent happenings,
all right.
It seems to me that I believe it's true.
Comrade Enabulele, after this incident, did you report to the police? Did you report to the DPO, the divisional police station? Did you get to the DSS director to ask him or to lay a formal complaint about what his men did? Did you do that?
Same day. My petition is before the DSS director.
Okay.
I've still written the petition. That same day. I think they got my petition around 6 p.m. Because immediately after the DC, I went straight to I called a friend in Abuja, one of their directors, that said I should go straight to the DSS office. And I drove straight to the DSS office. Got in there, I met the ops operation, if I'm not mistaken, one Mr. John, if I'm not mistaken, that said, okay, that their director is not on seat, that let him just put a call across to the director. And he did put a call across, who said I should go and do a formal complaint. And I've seen done that through my lawyer, not through a personal, through my lawyer. So it's before the DSS, and we will copy the AIG and copy the police commissioner.
Okay.
So that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, comrade. I would like you gentlemen to stay with us. We want to come back to the studio here so that we'll talk about briefly what happened in Anambra State. And we have Barrister Darlington Agomo here. Barrister, you watched the clip, the altercation, more like the fight between, the clash between the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onyeka Ibezim, and Mr. Nicholas Okachukwu, the APC candidate of the in the Guba election that is slated for November 8th. What do you make of that? A deputy governor and an APC candidate, issuing threats here and there and all of that. What's your reaction?
Now, Mr. Okoro, my reaction is that it is good for democracy.
Good for democracy that
yes.
People are issuing threats and counter threats?
Good. It is very, very, so that if you don't checkmate all these electoral infractions, it will continue. What was the deputy governor doing in that particular place at that time? What was he doing there? Should he be there? Is there an NEC official? Is he playing any role? There was no need for him to be there. No need at all. So whatever threat, it is welcome. He called for it. He called for it. That is my answer to that question. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's an infraction.
Is the deputy governor of that state? Maybe he was there to ensure safety of people, security, and all of that.
You have started playing the devil's advocate now.
No, Barrister, I'm just asking questions.
Why are you saying what you know it is not true?
How do I know?
How do you know what?
He's the deputy governor.
What did
he has a mandate to protect lives and it's his responsibility.
It's not
with
like
that of his principal. Probably the governor sent him to go check what is going on in that particular place.
Mr. Ogoro, all these things you are saying now does not add up. It was an election day.
Okay.
and there was a guideline issued by INEC on who should be there and who should not be there. Look at the distance between his polling unit and the place he went to. Should he be there? That is the first. If he shouldn't be there, then what was he doing there? He shouldn't be there. So whatever he has come to do there is a non-issue now. The first question is, why are you there? Or why were you there? To do what? You are not contributing to anything to that election. You are not an INEC official. You were not given any mandate to go and supervise what is going on there. So there was clearly no need for the deputy governor to be there. So the confrontation is welcome. I'm sure.
Barrister, in what sense is it welcome? I mean, this is somebody that obstructed the movement of the deputy governor, a state official, and he even threatened him. If you try anything here, I'll burn your cars. Isn't that actionable? It was a threat. The deputy governor can go to court and say, look, this person tried to assault me.
No, it was a counter reaction.
Okay.
I didn't see anything wrong in that. The deputy governor should ask himself, why was I there? He shouldn't have been there. That's the truth.
Okay, now that's your position as a lawyer. Barrister, in what happened in all the elections, we saw a pattern where the ruling party in the state won practically all the elections. Shouldn't that disturb us? Isn't it disturbing? Even in states where the government is not doing well, we saw people return them in elections. What does that tell you?
You see, one of the reasons why Nigeria is not getting it right is because we measure on minors. The real thing that we're supposed to talk about, we don't. We allow it to pass by. Then in future, when it begins to haunt us, we begin to cry. When this what do you call it? Party when they started winning all their seats in the local government election, I complained about, said no, it is not right. Some people countered and said no, that's their state now. It is a given. The state must win their local government. Why should they allow any other party that kind of, as if the people that want to contest along with the ruling party, they are from the moon. Are they not members of the same state? Are they not members of the same state? So why must he be the winner takes it all when it comes to local government election? Are you telling me that there are no local government where the opposition party are strong? Are you telling me that? The answer is capital no. So if this continues, it is going to diminish our democracy. It is we that started this thing. When it started, some of us tolerated it. We welcomed it. Yes, some Nigerians, I've been around though, so I know what I'm saying. When people begin to talk like this, they are encouraging evil. Why must you, because you are the ruling party of a state, you must clear all the local government seats? Why? Even when you are doing practically nothing, you are not even ruling well. So all these things must stop. INEC should take over the running of election in the local government.
The local government.
They should take care.
All right, but Barrister,
the governors have disappointed us.
Okay, let's go back to Edo State, where we still have Barrister Peter Owadie and Comrade Destiny Nabulele. Barrister Owadie, let's interrogate the issue about the fact that we have a disturbing pattern. Exactly the same question I asked Barrister. Does it bother you that in all the states, including your state, that the ruling party won all the seats?
Well, let me take you on this issue. It's very, very key. When we were campaigning, let me take Edo as a litmus test. When APC, when we were campaigning, the other political parties were taking tea and coffee in the comfort of their bedroom. When it comes to election, it's a matter of the preparedness of a political party before the election proper. Election is not won on the day of casting. It is won prior to that day. That is why any party that wants to show that they have the strength to win an election must be fully prepared for such an exercise. Because if you want people to vote for your party, you must appeal to them. You must show beyond all doubt that this is a party that is ready to win the election. I take Edo State, for instance. In Ovia Federal Constituency, my own party, the APC, campaigned throughout the 23 wards, 13 wards in Ovia Northeast, 10 wards in Ovia Southwest. What did we do? We ensured that all the villages where we have our voters are reached and encourage them to be out on the day of the election proper. Beyond that, in Ovia, for instance, the man that was handing over the battle to the House of Reps member-elect now, his name is synonymous with development. A man that has shown the capacity to develop his people, both human and capital, is now coming to appeal to you. There was that consciousness on the part of the voters. They were quite enthusiastic. They were happy to identify with both the candidate and the man handing over, who incidentally is now the deputy governor of the state. So it wasn't a surprise. But let me also tell you why most of the opposition party does not function, does not perform when elections. It's not an issue that, like my little friend said just now, that is winner. It is because the opposition have not shown the capacity. I give you an example in Edo. APC was in opposition a few months ago. They did not surprise you that we defeated the PDP. The reason was that before the governorship election, one, we shown that we were ready for the election by campaigning vigorously, by also showing that we have the capacity to deliver on our promises. If a government did not perform when elected, there is the power of recall, which rests with the people. My little friend to know that the people have the power of recall to vote you out when the next round of election comes about. Now, PDP did not perform well in the last 8 years in Edo. So when we now have the opportunity to take the baton from them, we work assiduously for it and ensure that the people are shown that we have the capacity to deliver on our promises. Again, this election became very easy for APC in Edo because our governor is performing creditably well. This is the first time after the government of Adam Soshomole that Edo State is experiencing an unprecedented development that has never happened before. We're having the first flyover in Edo. Our educational institutions are being revamped. The Red Road Revolution is being brought in the area of health. Well, in terms of security, before the governorship election in Edo, Edo State was one place that nobody wants to come to. But since Okpewolo came on board, he has spoiled the security apparatus in the state. So what I'm saying, the aggregate of this, please, let me finish. The aggregate of this is that if a government wants to be re-elected, that government must show the capacity to deliver on the promises. Once you do that, and the people are at home with you, obviously you win the election. All right. Now, Dr. Barrister Wade, I understand your position, but somehow your premise even seems to defeat what you already said. You said that, look, it was because you were campaigning, because you are the government in power, and that is why you were campaigning, while the other parties were docile, PDP, LP, they were not doing anything. And let's take it back to the Goba elections, which your party won. At that point, wasn't PDP campaigning with the achievements, the stellar achievements of the governor, so to say then? So isn't that some form of contradiction? And why is that pattern? Why is that pattern replicated in all the states in the federation? Listen to me. In the PDP in Edo, before the Goba election, they hadn't anything to campaign with. Because for the 8 years that Obaseki was the governor of Edo State, what we experienced was a maladministration of the highest propensity. A situation where the governor will go on a voyage of destruction of property that he met, government property that he met. So for the 8 years of It was an abysmal government. The government that the people were not happy with. So when we were campaigning with what we are going to do, coupled with what Osomole had done, the people were very enthusiastic about it.
Okay.
So there was this disenchantment with the government of the day of Obaseki. And that was why the people voted.
Thank you very much. We need to bring in Comrade Nabulele to tell his own side of the story. Comrade Nabulele, can you react to Mr. Owade's position on that matter quickly?
Hear him, not even a word from him. But mute on my side.
Okay, you didn't hear what he was saying.
At all, not even a word. Yeah, not even a word from him. Yes.
Unfortunately, okay, let me paraphrase him quickly. He said that, look, that the PDP didn't campaign, that they won the election on the strength of performance, that the governor did very well, and all of that. Do you agree with him?
Mr. Okoro, indeed, I must quickly say this. That no, you can't join APC and still remain the same. Immediately you join APC, your faculty of cognitive reasoning will disappear.
I'm sorry.
I promise you.
No, comrade. Let's keep it clean.
I'm going straight to the point.
Let's keep it clean.
I'm going straight to the point.
Okay.
You see, it is a common knowledge. Even our candidate, the gubernatorial, the candidate that those people voted for, Dr. Asolime Igodalo, throughout for a period over 2 weeks, if not even a month, it was in Edo Central. You see, what they did was a commando style. Like in my community. I heard from the same community with the, permit me to say it the way it is, with the same annex elected deputy governor. I heard from the same community. I'm from Ward 1, from Ward 2. He militarized my community. You have a rep here. Let you go and do investigative journalism. In my father's house is a one street. Throughout the night, it was a complete surveillance. A complete surveillance. You see, let me quickly say this. I underestimated the power of Dennis Idausa, because intelligent people always underestimate the power of stupid people. That is just the gospel truth.
I'm sorry.
That is just the gospel truth.
Excuse me, Comrade Destiny. We will not tolerate that on this station.
I will draw it. I will draw it.
Thank you very much.
I will draw it. I will draw it. My sincere apology. My sincere apology.
Go ahead.
You see,
Go ahead.
The way I'm pained. You saw what happened immediately after the election. The following morning, with utmost humility, to Modopeolo, he released a press release that from the victory from the by-election, that 2027 election is a walkover.
Okay, yeah, exactly. I was coming to that point, but the barrister here. I was coming to that point. Let the barrister here in the studio react, because he seems to disagree with the publicity secretary of APC. Barrister, what's your reaction? You said you don't agree with him.
Those whose bread has been buttered by the gods, they should not call others fools. Tinubu asked Edo people, do you want me to give you Edo State?
God bless you.
And they said yes. Mr. Okoro, how else do you think that any other person can win Edo? In the petition before the tribunal, Ighodalo went to court to challenge the victory of Ogbebolo. And the appeal court said, yes, we agree there was overvoting that gave victory to Ogbebolo. But you who is alleging, you are going to prove to us that yes, this overvoting is real by giving all the evidence and all the facts. Meanwhile, INEC was making it impossible to provide the details for Ighodalo. The appeal court realized that there was overvoting. They agreed. On the basis of that, is the appeal court not supposed to shut down that election? Since they have agreed on that file, but they are using technicalities. Meanwhile, INEC was not cooperating to bring all the facts to the opposition. So when people are talking that they work hard, which hard did you work? Which hard? They should not allow us to say things. So which hard did you work? You didn't work any hard. Your godfather gave you Edo State, so you can take it and let us rest. That particular judgment by the appeal court, in fact, if I were Ogbebolo, I should have handed over the mantle of leadership to Iradolo. Because their court agreed that you didn't win the election, but they gave it to you. So what was that? What was that, Mr. Okoro? How do you define that?
Was it a political judgment?
What political judgment? That was, in fact, that was, I don't know how to call it, that was injustice, so to say, injustice of the highest order.
Okay, now, Barrister, let's establish what might happen in 2027. If you look at how everything happened across the 14 states, in 12 states, one, it was in Jigawa, it was inconclusive. In Enugu state, it was third for the fourth time. Now, in every other state, except for Kano, where the APC put up some kind of performance against the ruling NNPP, in all other states, APC won, PDP won, in the states that they have the governor and the party in control. Now, talking about what the APC did, does it give an inkling, an insight into what might happen in 2027? Because we didn't see the opposition put up any fight. Labour Party was nowhere to be found. PDP was nowhere to be found, especially in parties that, in states that they are operating as opposition parties. So does that tell you what will likely happen in 2027?
I mean, it's very obvious. So, Mr. Okoro, I am afraid all this noise that they will unseat Tinubu and all that, I didn't see any serious effort here.
Isn't it too early to judge the ADC with this by-election? Because they are still putting their acts together.
In politics, money shows the day. Since the opposition have not been able to agree in coming together and all that, since the opposition have not been able to agree on who will fly their flag, then what other victory are they expecting? What other victory? They are not even united. I was thinking that with this by-election and off-circle elections, the opposition would have told APC that, look, this is not going to be business as usual. But all the electoral robbery we saw, they allowed it. Mr. Okoro, they allowed it. They didn't even challenge them at the polling unit and say, no, this thing will not fly you. Even at the collection center at the polling unit, gather together. There is strength in numbers. The opposition are not showing this strength. They are not. So why should I sit now and pretend as if it's going to be Uhuru in 2027? They tested their plan and it worked. So you will need God to obtain it in 2027. And from all indications, the man at the helm of affairs is not going to take prisoners. I have not known him to take prisoners when it comes to these matters. So the opposition need to wake up and insist. At the polling unit, insist there. Somebody want to steal your property and you say, no, give it to me, you can't take it. Is that violence? It's not violence now. If police want to arrest, let police arrest everybody and take us to police station, including our NEC officials. But don't buy this idea when the horse has escaped. You now close the barn door and start complaining and lamenting. You face them there, that polling unit where it happened, face them there. Don't allow them to rig the election there. Because if the election has been casted and then you collect your result, the result, everybody have their own. Whatever they like, they go and do. You can use that result and challenge them in court. But if you allow it to go to collection center and they release the result, my brother, you're on your own.
Okay, all right, thanks, Barrister. Now let's go to Benin because Barrister Owadie wants to react to something that you said. Barrister Owadie, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
I'm very surprised that my Lele friend is speaking from two sides of his mouth. Very unprofessional like him. The Court of Appeal never justified any overvoting. There was no part. From the first word of that judgment, I'm a lawyer of 33 years standing. From the first word of that judgment to the last, there was no way the justices of the Court of Appeal ever said that there was overvoting. So my Lele friend should go back and read that judgment again. Don't put the law head down here. We are talking to the generality of the public, and we must not misinform them.
Okay.
Nobody justified any overvoting and turn again to say that they didn't prove anything by way of technicality. What happened was that the Court of Appeal affirmed the decision of the tribunal and said that the overvoting being complained about by the petitioner, who are now the appellants there, were not proved. There was no alter of any evidence before the court to show that there was overvoting. And the areas where there was any alter of overvoting, the results were cancelled before the collation. Those were the words of the justices of the Court of Appeal. Where is my friend reading from? And come here, you don't come to the studio
okay, all right. Thank you, Mr.
Wait a minute. You gave, please, Mr. Okoro, please. You gave me time to speak a while ago.
No,
he has also come to say that the opposition
you have
is
made your point. So don't make it personal. Excuse me, sir.
Again, please. He talked about, he talked about the opposition not working hard. Tomorrow, if APC now wins, people will now be saying that Tinubu has rigged the election. Do we have any strong opposition in Nigeria today? Do we have any? Is it the ADC that they are now in court? A party that from the very beginning, litigations have enveloped them. Or is it the Labour Party that have not had any direction? Or the PDP that has completely collapsed? So when you are talking that people are doing things contrary to the constitution or the laws, you must say it with facts. This is a situation we have in this country. Opposition parties are not strong enough. And where the opposition parties have lived up to their expectations, they have always won elections. Like in Edo, he said just now that what did we do? I don't expect you to say that. But when we were laboring there and then, he wasn't there. It's not from Edo State. He should not speak the way he's speaking about Edo State. What do you know about Edo? What do you know about Edo? I was a participant. What do you know about Edo? When we were laboring, PDP were not doing anything.
People were strong. Why were you asking Tinubu to give you Edo State?
What do you know about Edo that you are saying that we didn't work? You are asking me what work did we do? You don't know anything about it. You don't speak in that manner. And you were not in Edo to say what we did. If you were in Edo to say what we did, I would have brought you to your argument. Don't give any places accusations there.
We know how popular
Thank you, Mr. Thank you,
we know after during the primary, did the popular win the primary? Did they win the primary? We know how he became the governor now.
Were you the one that won the primary?
What are you telling me? Why did you ask him to give you the state? Why did you ask him to give you the state?
Were you the one that won the primary?
That was an electoral infraction. Why should the president say, I will give you a state?
What do you know by electoral infraction?
Yes.
Who did that name declare to be the winner?
All right, gentlemen.
Was that not part of it?
Gentlemen,
you are undermining the integrity of the INEC now.
Thank you very much.
Please don't speak about what you don't know.
What did I not make credible before?
Please don't speak about what you don't know. You don't have the facts.
You saw what happened during the election.
All
they
right,
have to check the venue. The collection center, they check the venue just to favor you. Just to favor you. What are you
don't say what you don't know, my brother. You are not talking like a lawyer. I'm disappointed in you.
You still talking like a lawyer. People cannot tell the truth. What happened in the job? Is it the real thing? Is it proper? What are you telling me?
What is the reason?
You are using talk
from Lagos. Are you not a lawyer? When the Supreme Court has pronounced on an issue, what is the reason?
Can you imagine talks coming from Lagos to come and harass people in Edo?
Who brought the talks from Lagos?
Who
has any dealings with Lagos?
MC Oluomo came to Edo State after the election and they gave you that campaign deception for what?
What do you know about Edo? Speak about what you know, my friend. And talk reasonably. We are not talking reasonably, my friend.
Unfortunately,
can I come in? My brother, your governor cannot even read his budget and you are proud of him. Can I just talk to Mr. Okoro?
Well, I don't know what you are talking about. Talk like a lawyer, like you have the facts. You don't have the facts.
Let me quickly say something. Leave that thing.
You are not talking like a from the village.
You see, these people we have in Edo that is presently presiding over the affairs of Edo State, they just believe that everybody is just like them. They have forgotten that truth is like a lion. You don't need to protect the lion. Let it loose. It will protect himself. All over, the people know exactly what transpired during the court proceedings. You saw that Okpebholo was rolling out programs that would bring the president to the limelight by praising the president. We saw it. So that if they can have the Supreme Court, they can have the appeal court. They think we are fools. You see, we must call a spade in this country.
It's never a garden fork. I've said it in the past.
All right. Thank you,
If you try to do what
thank you, Comrade Destiny Anambra. Unfortunately, we are out of time.
Governor threatening an individual not to enter his state.
To anchor this conversation.
Governor.
We've been speaking with Barrister Peter
You're telling me you're not
who is
talking like
the
a lawyer.
APC Public Secretary in Edo State. We also had Comrade Destiny Anambra, former local government chairman, former member House of Assembly of in Edo State, and PDP chieftain. We also had in the studio here Barrister Darlington Agomo. Gentlemen, thanks for being part of this program. On behalf of the backroom staff, I am Chukwu Makoro. Up next is Issues with Jerry Apollo High. Bye for now.